Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Unplugged Live. We are back 2026, and just waiting for my colleagues to join, and we're going to start shortly. Hello.
Hello, Lunel. Hello,
Hi,
Sergio.
Gabriel.
Hello,
Good
everyone.
evening.
Hello. How are you? Happy
All's
New
good.
Year.
Happy New Year to everyone. Good to be
Yeah,
back.
Yep,
likewise.
and it will be a great year. So we are really starting a great season. And first of all, I want to thank to everybody who has been joining the group. We've been having a few members joining us. I'm Leonel Rodrigues, owner and founder of Desirable Portugal Tours. I'm based near Lisbon. Some of you already know me by buzzing around on the orange van. And with me, as always, Gabriel Lima from the Algarve GL Tours and Sergio Costa from northern Portugal, Porto and Douro Valley, okay, from Portugal EV Tours. And for today, we have an interesting topic. Some of you might have seen the post that was written a few hours ago. It's about travel planning and about using AI. About everybody now uses all the AI platforms to design itineraries. Well, we have some thoughts, some insights about that, and I will go into deep into that later on. But I would like to start with Sergio. Sergio, it's very tech savvy and uses a lot of technologies. So I'm pretty sure that you've been already messing around, if I can say, with a lot of this technology. So what are your thoughts about today's topic?
Good evening, everyone. Well, AI, it's whether we like it or not, it's something that is going to be a very commonplace in our lives, and sooner rather than later. But as it says, it's artificial, and it can only do so much, even though we are seeing it progressing incredibly rapidly. Like, for example, probably some of you have noted that the text was generated by AI when I announced the live session for today. And that doesn't mean that I didn't review it. In fact, I did review it. Sounds good. Sounds like something that I would do. It cleans up some of my orthographical, grammatical mistakes. So why not? Why not use
Yeah,
it? And
of course.
it's a
Yeah,
it's a great tool. Saves us time.
great.
Saves us quite a bit of energy as well. But we always have to be very judgmental. And I like to think of AI. It's kind of like when I started driving my car around, the Tesla around. It was a novelty. It was cool. It was fun. And I actually had some friends when I first demonstrated the self-driving capabilities, the quote-unquote autopilot of the car, when everyone was like, "So how does this behave?" And I tell people that it actually behaves fine, and it doesn't mean that I'm no longer attentive to what the car is doing. On the contrary, it allows me to relax, and when I'm driving or not driving the car, I'm more of a supervisor than I am of a driver. And so with AI, I feel like we need to have the same approach. We are not passive elements, or we cannot disconnect completely from what these tools are doing. But we can afford to take a step back. And instead of just being the writers and the creators, we need to be the content curators right now. And I would say it's an interesting way, an interesting thing to approach it. I've been using AI ever since I heard it being massified with ChatGPT and whatnot,
Mhm.
nearly 3 to 4 years ago. And it's amazing the progress that these tools have made. They are becoming quote unquote smarter with each iteration. The more data we feed to them, the better training that they have and whatnot. But so far, there's still no substitute for actual human experience.
Mhm.
Um, And this is for a simple reason. AI, it's more of a, at this stage, it's more like an aggregator, at least the tools that 99% of the population uses. They are more aggregators of knowledge that we input our prompts, our questions, our suggestions, our preferences, and whatnot, and they come out with answers regarding those prompts that we give them. So in a sense, it's actually very prompt dependent. Can be a great way, and as Johnny Lore commented on the post, it's a great tool to get you started,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you're like a clean slate and you don't know where to begin. You can just put in things like, I want to visit Portugal, but I don't know where to begin planning and whatnot. Okay, so in Portugal, you're going to see this, this, and this. There's quite a few things, and then you just have a sort of a conversation with the AI tool. It's a great place to get you started. But then there are some things, and people who are locals, we know that we know those things where AI tends to fail a little bit, and it's on the tiny details that can sometimes make or break an experience. I can tell you this, for every person who is watching, if you go online, if you use one of those AI tools, and if you ask questions regarding your field of expertise, you're going to see that there are those very subtle cracks that appear in the AI reasoning. And the same thing applies with tourism. The fine details sometimes they get a little bit lost, broken in the AI response. I can give you one example, and this is actually very common. Well, my field of expertise is wine tourism, particularly the Douro Valley, especially because we have a family house over there. So for the new people who have been joining over the last couple of weeks, I run primarily tours, wine tourism in the Douro Valley. But and so I know the place like the back of my hand, especially going there for 30 plus years. And sometimes when I ask these tools, it can be Gemini, it can be ChatGPT, whatever it is, Perplexity, you name it. Um, Sometimes these tools they will list you go to a winery, do this, go to this winery, do that, go to this museum and visit the museum, have lunch here, there, or there. And what most people will do, they will basically just take that answer, paste it on their itinerary, and that's it. And they will try to follow it, not knowing that, for example, the Douro Valley, well, it's a valley, and you basically visit between two different locations. You have Régua and Pinhão, and ideally, what you want to do is go from Régua to Pinhão or vice versa. You don't want to be going back and forth. And sometimes what these tools, the answer that they gave you, they have you go towards Régua, then back to Pinhão, then you go past Régua, or you go past Pinhão, or then you cross to the other side of the river, and then make you come back to the other side. And there's a lot of time that it gets lost in all of this travel that the AI doesn't take this into consideration. And so these are things that it is our responsibility to also realize what is doable and what isn't. So we have to be a little bit of curators in this regard. Now, people who don't know the first thing about the Douro Valley or about Porto or about Portugal in general, if you follow blindly the AI tools, um, I'm not going to say that you're going to have a bad experience. You're not. It's not necessarily going to be a bad experience, but it's going to be a suboptimal experience. So that's it. And I'm remembering right now, in terms of being an optimal experience or a suboptimal experience, an article, and Lionel, I think he can post that article that he wrote a couple of months ago already. He can post it again for the new members to watch it because time is money and your time in Portugal is precious. And so each day that you spend over here, you don't even realize it, but each hour is worth tens, if not sometimes hundreds of dollars or euros worth of your money. And so you want to make the best out of it. And so you have to take into consideration that time over here is a resource. You have to face time as a resource that you paid. And this is just one of the examples where the tools, these new AI tools, are good to get you started, but then complement that knowledge that you gain using an AI tool with some actual knowledge from someone who works and who lives over here. And you can reach out to any of us. I've been saying this, it feels like forever. We're here to help people, and you can reach out to us and ask you these questions, and we'll be more than happy to help. So yeah, AI definitely worth using, but don't trust it 100%. Don't trust it blindly. Be critical about the answers that the tool is giving you. And when in doubt, reach out to a real person. We're still here. There's still, for the time being, we haven't been replaced by AI just yet. So, Gabriel, your thoughts on it?
Well, good evening, everyone, guys. I was listening you with lots of attention, and you said it all, but I was trying to figure out things to add to. And well, I like you, I like analogies and stories, and so I'm gonna try not repeat too much what you said because I agree with everything. But now I was just thinking about something that one of my directors told me, I don't know, maybe 16, 17 years ago. Well, before AI, but internet, it was already a big thing, and websites and emails and whatsoever. And I was in sales, so salesperson, and I was working for a big holding, a big company. So just in Portugal, we were maybe 10 salesperson covering the whole country, and in Spain around 100. So in the peninsula, we were around under 10. Well, I mentioned the peninsula because the company, it's a Spanish company, a big holding from Barcelona, Simon Holding. And then I remember once we went to these talleres in Barcelona, so these meetings, incentive meetings or workshops, always trying to improve and coaching and whatever. And I remember when someone just said, but do we need to visit people if we can just send an email, we can send some, I don't know, some quotes or whatever. I mean, today we have so much technology, it's really necessary to face-to-face people. And one of the directors said something like this, guys, you are here because we need you. It would be very easy for us just to have a pricing table and just to send emails to people, automatically, whatever. But make no mistake, there's nothing that will substitute the face-to-face, the warmth of the engagement face-to-face. So this is the same here. AI is a great tool and it's helping loads of people. It helps people to make loads of money, even though most people or many people, they are even just creating fake stuff, videos, reels, whatever. I mean, it's a bit like a mess now. But of course, just like with any other tool, we can deliver good things and we can have benefits from it if we use correctly. It's just like a knife, I can just pass some butter in my bread, or with a knife, I can hurt someone, right? So it's a matter of how we use the tool. AI, it's been a great help for me too, correcting my tests, helping me in many ways, even helping create posts. Just, the ideas are mine, but it's definitely a great help to, at least to save lots of time, correcting the tests and whatsoever. Okay, so, but the thing is, we've been seeing lately loads of people sharing itineraries made with ChatGPT. Well, and then they came out and they post and they ask, what do you think about this? So just look, ultimately, this is a bit like a nonsense. So we're gonna ask ChatGPT and then we are gonna ask real people what they think about this itinerary. Well, I totally understand the point. Almost everyone. This is logical. We all want to 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 get more but paying less. So most people, they really think they can skip some effort, some work, maybe some investment in travel agents or whatever, by using these tools and by using the random knowledge that keeps popping up all over the Facebook groups. But like you said, Sergio, when we are professionals and we are very into some field like we are in this field, travel planning, guiding people, we see people everywhere. Some they are enjoying a lot, some they are perfectly lost, they are just wandering around. Some they come to us when they notice. Even 3 4 days ago I was in Donan, a beach in Lagos, and I was guiding a group of 6, and it was a funny thing. There was a couple right next to us. I was just taking a few photos to the group I was guiding, and this couple, they saw me, maybe they noticed I was a guide or so, and they asked me something. You know, we just saw on the internet that there are some beautiful rock formations, but we couldn't find it. So can you just help us? Well, you have to walk there, turn left, take the boardwalk, go here, go there, and then there, go down the stairs and whatever. So I gave a few clues. And then one funny guy came from the group I was guiding, and he looked at me. So Gabriel, what's going on? So we are paying you for you to guide us. And the other people, they become a bit like, oh, sorry. It was just joking a bit. But this happens a lot. People, they come to Portugal, they do their specific research, but most time, make no mistakes, when we are in a field and we see things in a daily basis, we see lots of people who are lacking in deep experiences. They are wasting the potential. They are not taking the best of it. So most people, they invest a lot. I'm a traveler too, so we invest a lot to travel. You know, the flight, the airfares, and hotels. Sometimes we spend lots of money in hotels. And then many times hiring a guide or getting a nice plan made by locals, not by pseudo travel advisors who live maybe next door to you. I mean, locals of the destination, like we are local guides in Portugal. I would never would be able to go do a good job about advising someone about France. Of course not. I mean, I could try, right? And maybe I would be even popular, but I wouldn't. It would be possible to give the best for each person. So we have been always talking about this. It's very important for people to understand something. They are individuals, they are unique, and they deserve the best. And the best, it's only achievable when we invest in the right people or the right process. There are no shortcuts. There's no way I can get a filet mignon with the price of a fast food from a joint. So guys, again, so using ChatGPT, awesome. Making questions, getting random suggestions, tips from other fellow travelers or even advisor, it's okay. But ultimately, we need always to find what is best for us. Because when people, they ask, where's the best spot in the Algarve? What is the best wine? I mean, it's unbelievable, right? We are in this field and we look at this and why people, they do this to themselves? They deserve better. But I understand people, they don't have our vision. If we start talking about, I don't know, law, and then I say, oh, I just asked ChatGPT about some concerns I have here, and now I'm going to do this with the help of ChatGPT. There will be some kind of a lawyer or an attorney or something, or a judge, and would say, what the heck are you doing, Gabriel? You're gonna be in trouble, man. Just open your eyes and do the right thing, right? So this is my let's say my advice. Just with any other tool, just be aware that you can use them correctly, but make no mistake, you can't have everything by the price of peanuts. It doesn't happen. And when I say by the price, I'm also talking about time and the effort, because I can put here some prompts and then I got an itinerary in just 10 seconds. it doesn't work. When I saw a week ago an itinerary about visiting the places in Portugal, and the people who post, they wrote something like, "Oh, and then we just use the prompt to avoid the popular areas, whatever." And then I read, "Stay 2 nights in Marvão, stay 1 night in Halte, whatever." I mean, it looks like it makes sense, but some things they don't make sense. And like you said, it's the proper route. So what's the point of coming to the Algarve, going to the Alentejo, and then going to Sagres again? And it's from our point of view, it's really insane. So this is my best tip, my best advice, and then I'm going to throw the ball to Lionel. Well, just be careful and trust us. You deserve the best. And that's why we are running these groups. That's why we keep popping up. We become also influencers here and there, but with the difference. We live here. We know the place. We know exactly where we are stepping. And most people, they don't know. And maybe this doesn't sound good to say this, but this is just a fact, you know? This is our field, so we know better. And we can really help people to experience at its best. And I think you deserve the best. So Lionel, sorry, so I don't know if I talked too much a bit. No, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and now 10 minutes, Sergio, 10 minutes, Gabriel, and now 30 minutes, Lionel. It's fair.
You gave me a lot of topics.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Well, you had some very interesting insights, but I'm going to throw a little bit off. I would say offside from all this, and I'm going to tell you, I've been a little bit quiet on social media. I've been here and there, but not producing so much content as usual. I've been very busy with other stuff. And curiously, yesterday and today, I had a big battle with AI tools or AI platforms. I've been using mostly 3 of the major AI platforms to try to help me to solve a technical issue that I'm dealing with, nothing to do with travel. But some of them insist, even when I say that these conditions don't exist, this doesn't exist, the equipment hasn't this or hasn't that, they still insist to pretty much lead me. You should try this, you should try that, because what you have is this, what you have is that, when I'm telling that it's not, okay? This is something, related with the vehicle that has a certain type of equipment that I'm trying to, troubleshoot. But in fact, the platform is insisting that no, that it's not true, you should go this or that way. And I'm getting a lot of random answers, and with sometimes some hours of I would say conversation, even uploading pictures, images of what I'm dealing with, it ends up to become kind of a vicious circle that we don't get out to a solution, because in the end it goes back to the very beginning, where it just confirms that okay, the problem exists, and there's really not much of a solution to solve. And I need to in the next few days to see if I have access to a very specialized tool to see if finally I solve that, because the answers have been a bit pointless using AI. But this is just the experience I've been having. That when you sometimes try to kind of to fine tune what you're doing on to give really your inputs on what you're doing, you don't get much further. Okay, you don't get out of the same spot where you are, and you end up needing to troubleshoot things by yourself with the amount of knowledge you have, to try to find a solution, because it doesn't get much further from there. It's very helpful sometimes to guide you into this or to that, but there's stuff where it ends up being limited. And while you were talking and I was listening, meanwhile, I opened 2 different AI platforms, and related with something that I did a few months ago. For some that might not have seen on YouTube, I made a video, and now I'm going back to topic of traveling and tours. I made a video visiting 6 monuments in Sintra, and I just made the prompt on 2 platforms, okay? In this case, the ones I had here available, Gemini and Perplexity. And I said, okay, I want to visit this, and this, so the 6 monuments in Sintra. I know it's possible, so organize my itinerary. And this comes up with one of those itineraries with a schedule, okay, with a timely schedule. So, and that's normally red flag when I see people posting itineraries online where they put from like 10 a.m. to 10:30, visit this, from 10:30 to 11, visit that, and so on. This is normally red flag saying that is AI generated. But I'm gonna give you here some examples, and I pretty much believe that even you, Gabriel and Sergio, that are not really experts in Sintra, if I tell you this, you might just understand there's something here that it's not working well. So one of the platforms says that from 2:45 p.m. to 4 o'clock, I should visit the Bista Palace and Quinta da Regaleira. That they are like 10 minutes walking, 10 to 15 minutes walking from one to the other, okay? But from 2:45 p.m. to 4 p.m., it's the time to visit these 2 places. So, sorry to say, 1 hour 15, it's not enough for Quinta da Regaleira by itself, and I normally spend 1.5 hours visiting Bista Palace. In a rushed visit, I would say 1 hour at least, okay? But if you have someone following this GPT created itinerary, that person would be in trouble, because there's no way to be doing Bista Palace and Quinta da Regaleira from 2:45 p.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, but this is just one. Now let's move to the other AI platform, and I found something over here. Let me see where it is. Okay, from this one, it's a little bit more, I would say, ambitious. Okay, from 2 to 2:30, visit the Bista Palace. Okay, short walk from the historical center, quick look at the exterior, and a brief stroll through the gardens. Well, sorry to say, one of the most impressive bits of the Bista Palace is in fact the interior that most people end up missing. So people miss the Bista Palace. They don't know, they don't have a clue. But, yes, so from it's 30 minutes to visit the Bista Palace and 1 hour for Quinta da Regaleira. So these are just 2 of the little things that I found in here, but easily I could find others, okay? There are a few things in here that also don't make much sense. But, of course, it's my vision, it's my perspective, and it's my knowledge that allows me to look at this kind of itineraries and really understand where are the things that are not really pleasant or doable. And that was really the point of me doing that video that I made 6 months ago. A video showcasing Sintra that everybody wants to visit. Everybody wants to see all the monuments in Sintra, and pretty much it is possible to do 6 monuments in Sintra. You're not going to like the day at all, okay? At the end, you're not going to feel that it was an enjoyable day. You're going to feel just totally, exhausted, and you pretty much just rushed through the beauty of Sintra. So do yourself a favor and allocate a lot more time to visit the places. Don't try to squeeze everything in one day. Always question, or always have some doubts about itineraries that are played by the minute. Even if an AI tool says it is possible, normally they don't have in consideration the unforeseen circumstances or the things that can really affect the journey. And this is where the locals make the total difference, whether it be on planning, okay, or whether it be on solving the issues on the fly during the day. Because going to what is our expertise on day by day, we have a lot of B plans, at least, well, I do, and I know that most of the guides have. I do have always a B plan under the sleeve if needed, because there's always a curveball that is thrown at us without expecting. There's always something that we really couldn't see that coming, okay? And we need to be prepared for a plan B. We need to adapt on the fly. And the most interesting bit is that many times we adapt the things on the fly and the guests really don't notice that we were just adapting right on the fly because something just happened. And this happens a lot when we are visiting monuments. That door now it's closed, that section is under construction.
Yeah.
The road to get to that place it's closed because there is an event, or now at this time of the year there was a landslide. The road is closed because there was a landslide. A lot of things like that do happen, and Sintra, by example, going back to Sintra, has been having a lot of that. So people really try to plan by themselves, and they end up wasting the whole day because they tried to save by doing the things by themselves. I saw the images of Sintra recently with the traffic jams. That was last week, as usual. Okay. But people still insist trying to drive there because they saw that you drive the car, you go here, you go there, you take this bus, you do this, you do that. And then they just wasted one day of their travel. And in many situations, that day, and now this is the hard truth, okay? That day that they wasted probably costed them 600, 700, 800 euros, or even more, depending on how much it's costing their travels. And they tried to save 300 or 400 for hiring, well, a knowledgeable guide. Well, they tried to do by themselves. They just wasted money because they had unforeseen circumstances that pretty much they could not deal with because they didn't know how to deal with that. And that is the sad truth that a lot of people don't want to acknowledge. That is the sad truth that a lot of people don't take in consideration. And by the way, Sergio, good tip. I'm going to refresh that topic that I made about the cost of inefficiency, and I'm going to bring it back here to the Unplugged, because in fact a lot of people don't see that. Okay, this just to finish, and in another subject, but it goes the same way. Someone this week was asking for the most cost-effective or cheap rental company to rent a car in Portugal. And I just told, well, the cheapest way to save money, or the best way to save your money, it's to rent a car with the full insurance, because at least you know that at the end that's what's gonna cost you. If you try to save on your rental, you might be ending paying a lot more because the tiniest scratch that you have in your rental will cost you a few hundreds at least, and then you will be battled against a rental company in the foreign country, or you are battling with your credit card company that, of course, will always take their time and not always go to your side. So sometimes the best way to save money is to invest on the safest option. Last week I was returning a rental van in Lisbon. Last week, 2 weeks ago, and there was someone with a brand new car. Okay, because I saw by the license plate that car had probably a week and a half or so, and was already being charged by a scratch on the mirror. So, well, those things happen, okay? And that person was not happy at all, but it is what it is. So this is in fact something that I'm always battling about the hidden, well, costs that some people don't consider. Wasting time, it's a hidden cost. The inefficiency, it's a hidden cost, and it costs a lot of money. And this could even bring, other subjects. I have some content prepared for the near future about other subjects. But in fact, this is my approach of this. So using AI, and going back to the topic, using AI, it is handy, it is practical, but do not trust blindly on it. And always question, because if you ask 3 or 4 different platforms the exact same question, you will have 3 or 4 different answers. And from those 3 or 4 different answers, you will have something that it's reasonable, and you will have something that doesn't make sense at all. So, and that is the issue. If you, and now this is kind of a challenge, if you copy the 3 or 4 different answers from the 3 or 4 different platforms and then try to kind of glue them together, you're not going to like the result, because probably there's a lot of things that won't make any sense, and then you're investing thousands and thousands in the travel that at the end, well, it's not going to be worth it. So this is the sad truth we have. And as you said, Gabriel and Sergio, we live here, and even for us, every week sometimes things change. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Tomorrow I'm gonna drive in the road that I know it's been having construction. I already know what's going on. I already saw that they have been well putting some new roundabouts because of the new construction that is going on over there. But this is me. I planned it, okay, and I know that there will be some diversions. There will be some little detours and such. Okay, sometimes roads get closed for this or that reason, and then people that they don't know, they just go there and they get totally lost. Okay, because sometimes Google Maps isn't updated, GPS systems in the cars, the sat navs in the cars, those are normally not updated at all, and people get totally lost and wandering around for like 30 minutes or 1 hour trying to find the right track. And probably it might delay the arrival to well something that was booked, to an attraction, to a winery, to whatever, a restaurant, and people end up wasting that money. So this is something really that people should consider about planning ahead. And of course, we are the ones that wear the boots on site. So even for us, we have surprises, but we know how to adapt. So well, you can trust AI, yes, but with a limited level of trust, because in fact it will always come with some tricky things. So guys, I'm gonna go around again. We are pretty much finishing our 30 minutes. Sergio, is there something else you want to add?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I just use one of the AI tools at our disposal right now, and one of the things that I absolutely love over here, some of our viewers they might know this about me, but I absolutely love snow. And I just said it. I love snow. Where should I go to experience snow in Portugal? And is this a good time to go right now? And the AI tool, yeah, absolutely, you should go. Serra da Estrela, okay, top destination, perfect. The thing that the AI tool doesn't know, if you want to go there on a weekend, and if there's snow over there, we Portuguese, we go absolutely crazy for snow. And
I've
over
seen
the
the
last,
traffic jams.
there you go, 3 hours to cover 4 miles. That's
Yeah,
something that the AI tool does not is
nuts,
never going to tell you. And so
nuts.
you're basically going to waste a day doing this.
Hmm.
So yeah, even though I love snow, I don't think that I'm crazy enough to just get into the car and stay in the car for 3 hours to cover 4 miles to go to the top of the mountain over here. And this is just one of the examples. The last paragraph of the tool, if you're craving that magical snowy experience in Portugal, head to Serra da Estrela now. Yeah,
Hmm.
absolutely. What about
Yeah.
traffic conditions and whatnot?
No, yeah,
These are the unforeseen circumstances that
yeah.
we often
It,
don't remember asking. And the AI tool is not going to tell you, well, you should be cautious of this, this, and this. Then it gives us over here quite a few more interesting information, like if you want to base yourself, Covilhã, Manteigas, Ceia, Gouveia, good places to go. 100% agree with that. I usually like to stay in Gouveia when I do my snow escape, or even in Penhas Douradas.
mhm.
That's also a very good place to go. But yeah, there are these things. Yeah, if you want to go snow, you have to go to the top of the mountain. And to get to the top of the mountain, if everyone and their aunt have the same idea, well, you're looking at a 3 hour traffic jam to get there. It's even worse than Porto. And I usually complain about Porto a lot, about the traffic in Porto a lot. So this is actually even worse than Porto. 3 hours is actually the time that it takes me to get from Porto to the Douro Valley and then back to Porto.
Mhm.
So I could do a round trip in the time that it takes to cover 4 miles in Serra da Estrela. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
not seeing a single mention of that in the AI tool.
No.
And it's interesting because Serra da Estrela is actually one of the very, very few mountain ranges in the world where you can actually drive all the way up to the top of the mountain. Okay, it's a
yeah.
short mountain. It's a short
Mhm.
mountain, but still, it's something that, well, someone wanting to plan around and would say, "Oh yeah, I want to go there. I'm going there." If someone just, "Hey, I'm planning on going to Serra da Estrela. Any tips or advices?" Yeah, don't go there during the weekends because Portuguese go crazy on the weekends. They all drive their cars to get there. So
You
this is
know,
just one of the examples.
you reminded me many years ago, and I'm pretty much sure it was like January 2nd. Okay, I had a tour to Serra da Estrela, and the lady wanted to see Covão dos Conchos
Yep,
in a day where at Lagoa Comprida, the reservoir, we had waves, okay?
yep.
And we had, well, snow pretty much everywhere. And then it needed to tell her, sorry, but no. But the lady was insisted because she had seen the images, and I saw the images, and we need to go. And I just needed to say, I'm sorry, but no. For your safety and mind, it's not going to happen. And well, the lady wasn't happy, but well, she had seen somewhere online that it was a beautiful place, so she decided to go to Serra da Estrela to see Covão dos Conchos in January the 2nd. For those that don't know, the hike from the nearest road, it's nearly 4 kilometers each way, and even with good weather, it's not the easiest trail.
I've
With
done it in
snow,
August and it's not easy.
yeah, with
Um,
snow, it's pretty
a,
much not doable.
a few days ago, I think there was a couple or two girls. They got lost there. They tried
Mhm.
to get there, and it was snowing or so. Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing that the AI tool is not going to tell you. You're in altitude, so if you unless you live somewhere in altitude, you're going to have some trouble walking, particularly because of the thinner air over there.
Mhm.
Secondly, if you go there during the winter, don't expect your cell phone battery to last a whole lot, especially if you're taking it out all of the time and taking lots of pictures. Your phone is going to
Mhm.
die in a couple of hours.
Oh
And then if
yes.
you get lost, how are you going to navigate? How are you going to
Mhm.
call for help? It's going to be
Mhm.
very tricky. So these are the things I had experience, and I didn't even needed to go to Serra da Estrela. Right now, where I live, so this is my. Let me quickly check, but yeah, it's 5 degrees Celsius, and it feels like 1 degree Celsius, so it's barely above. It feels like 33, 34 Fahrenheit right now. This is how it feels. And even with weather like this, the battery on our mobile devices dies in an instant. I was
Mhm.
over here just nearby doing, well, my astrophotography thing. This was last year, and I had my phone dying on me with something like 70% of battery remaining just because of the cold. That was it. So I
Yep.
had to get inside of the car, warm up myself, warm up my phone, and plug it in a little bit to see if the charge would warm it up a little bit. And then I was able to bring the phone back to life. So yeah, don't expect electronics to last a whole lot. AI is not going to tell you this. And yeah,
Exactly.
these are variables that only people who know, only people who have experienced it will know what to expect. I went there in August, and it was the best decision to pack extra water because we were expecting that. Okay, so we're in the mountain, it's high up, it's going to be fresh and whatnot. No, the temperature was very close to 100 Fahrenheit. It was very close to 33, 34 Celsius. And my wife and I, we actually each one of us packed one bottle of water, liter and a half, and we finished our bottles. So yeah, these are the things that you have to go through them in order to realize what they are. AI, well, unless you remember to ask, the AI is not going to mention all of these problems. And sometimes we need to do a reality check with a local. Like,
And
for example, Gabriel, is it good time to see the waterfalls in the Algarve in August?
No, they are dry.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I
it's as
mean,
simple as
I mean,
this.
yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe there's some just a bit of water, but then the experience is not what people they see it. Well, in 2, 3 days, maybe tomorrow, it's absolutely amazing because we've been having loads and loads of rain, right? Exactly, that's it. But if you ask ChatGPT, he doesn't know.
Yep.
ChatGPT, it's not a person. if I ask ChatGPT, I'm starving, what should I do? Maybe I'm gonna get
will
the
tell you
answer.
to eat.
Just go eat a banana. That's it. I mean, and he doesn't know if I can eat a banana or no. So it's pretty much like this here. Well, we are laughing, but this is serious. We need to be careful with this AI stuff because all these new stuff. It looks like amazing, but there's always a lack of something. So we need
Yeah.
to be more.
Well, and there's a lack of what
Yeah.
we're having right now, even though we're sharing cautionary tales about the shortcomings of AI. Well, we do have some very fun stories to tell about the locations that we visit. These are the
Mhm.
anecdotes that, well, the
Oh,
AI
yeah.
is not going to be able to tell you.
No, and I keep telling this a lot. The angles. I went to visit twice in a row Lagos Ponta de Piedade. Everyone knows Ponta de Piedade, right? But almost everyone they go to the same spots. I'm not
Mhm.
talking about a few meters aside. People they don't go there because they see other people going there and there and there. And we know how this works. This is the herd mindset. We tend to follow what other people are doing. This is this is a human behavior. And then in these spots, we can aggregate this. And only locals with real knowledge and passion and with the will to make people really experience different things are able to do.
You know,
Eat a banana,
you,
that's it, Pat.
Yeah.
you now reminded me about something, and this is something that well sometimes comes up here and there on the marketing pages or whatever. Of course, we run our businesses and we like to share a lot of what we do. But what we see mostly, it's people following blindly some trends or following some advices blindly.
Yeah.
And I'm going to finish very shortly because time is flowing.
Yes, yes, yes.
Tomorrow I have a long drive. But there is an example that it happened like several years ago, and if you browse online, I remember that some minutes ago you referred to something. People want to pay less. It seems to exist a brand called Payless, a shoes brand that one time they made a stunt. They opened a luxury shop and they just call it Palessi, okay? And pretty much, that was a new brand with luxury shoes, but pretty much what they were selling were almost the exact same shoes, just overpriced, okay? Just with the new brand. And they were selling that with, a luxury image. And what I see a lot happening in a lot of places in Portugal, it's that people just try to mimic, they try to replicate those highly photoshopped pictures on the exact same angles that everybody takes, and everybody tries to represent the exact same spots the same way, but they forget that some of the pictures that they see online, they have a lot of editing, they have a lot of
Oh,
stuff on it, and in many cases nowadays they have a lot of AI on it,
oh,
okay?
yes.
But people just try to go there to see what they believe that the place is. And in the Algarve, you see a lot of images that are
Angle.
heavily retouched
Yeah,
or AI generated images, and people ask, where is this? Where is that? And
yeah,
that doesn't exist.
yeah, exactly.
And people just try to follow this kind of things. So this is an issue, okay? And sometimes the sad truth that a local needs to tell, it's that's impossible to get to that angle, or that it's impossible to get that picture, or that is not really a true place.
No,
But we
no.
know, and we
The
need
sun, the
to
sun, the sun doesn't rise there. The
yeah,
sun
exactly,
rises on the other side. So this is
exactly,
AI stuff. It's still
yes,
the Ponte de Piedade, but no, the sun
yeah,
doesn't rise beyond Monchique because Monchique is
exactly,
towards north. It doesn't make any
exactly.
sense.
So
But
these are the issues, and the more people trust on AI, the more they will be driven to this artificial stuff. That it's not being filtered, okay, and this is really the real issue. So we really need to call the attention to some stuff that is being written, and I know that a lot of people are having enough of AI, and a lot of people are writing about Facebook groups and Facebook pages and Instagram accounts
they're
and such
feeling
that
tired,
they are losing traction.
overwhelmed. Yeah.
People are getting tired of fake stuff. Okay, so well, the three of us, we are the real deal. Sometimes, well, each one with a different feel, each one with a different temper. But we are here to help the most that we can. And well, feel free to ask for our help. We will be glad, because I've been saying this a lot. What I really want is people to go back home, even if they don't tour with me. What I really want is people to go back home and to say, what a great time I had in Portugal. Okay, because they felt it was worth it. They felt it was authentic. They felt it was genuine, and they felt that they really had a great experience. Going back home feeling that just visited tourist traps or artificial places, sorry, not my kind of thing, not what I really want to have people experiencing. Well, and we are here trying to help people to have the best for their time. So, guys, well, I'm gonna finish from my side. I don't know if you just want to add something else.
I just want to say something.
Yeah,
I just want to say something. Yeah, just something very short. Johnny, thank you very much for your input. I've been just reading your comment. It's amazing. No wonder you're gonna hire me again, right? So we're gonna have 2 tours. I guess in March. So tomorrow I'm gonna answer the message, and I will provide you some parts of the itinerary, because some others I wanna feel you like, wow, I didn't expect this. And it's always amazing when people, they keep coming to us, and although people, they hire a car, they have plans, they know the real deal is dealing with locals, right? And it's going to be a pleasure to spend time with you guys. From my end, bye everyone, bye Lionel, bye Sergio, and I'll see you next week. Yeah,
see you next week. Have a good time.
Next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.